Good evening and welcome to War Thunder's website. I'm Old Dead Man. We've got a new Devblog coming out, and this one is for another Battle Pass vehicle, the P-39Q-25. Now, we already are familiar with the P-39. It's in the American and Russian trees and probably several other places I can't even think of right now. But we're adding a new one to the French tree today, which should be a lot of fun to add for for ground realistic battles if you like to fly in them, because it's going to be adding a 500-pound bomb. Be a nice addition. Plus, the P-39 is actually really good at low-level action and low-level dogfighting. So, keep an eye out for that one. Let's see what we got coming. The Bell P-39 Airacobra was a primary fighter aircraft in U.S. service before and during the early stages of World War II. P-39s were used by Soviet Russia, Free French, Royal Air Force, and Italian co-belligerent Air Force units. With an unusual mid-engine arrangement and a tricycle undercarriage, the P-39 had a very streamlined profile that left room for a heavy 37mm Oldsmobile T9 cannon. This was also an early, perhaps the first example of designing a plane around a selected armament rather than finding ways to stuff armaments into an existing plane design. Future A-10 enthusiasts would be pleased. The XP-39 took off on its maiden flight in April 1938 and achieved a 390-mile-per-hour top speed at 20,000 feet. It took only an impressive 5 minutes to climb to this altitude. Even so, it did not reach its design speed of 400 miles per hour at that altitude. Wind tunnel testing was conducted and sources of parasitic drag were identified, including requesting that the installed turbo supercharger be placed fully inside the aircraft fuselage with appropriate ducting. With no space in such a small aircraft, it was countered that speed gains could be attained with an uprated engine and the reduction in parasitic drag that removing the external turbo supercharger would provide. Thus, the YP-39 was delivered with only a single-stage, single-speed supercharger and powered by the V1710 engine. A few more modifications resulted in the production P-39. The removal of the turbo supercharger meant the aircraft experienced significant performance loss above 12,000 feet, and with no room to add one, future performance improvement of the Airacobra was entirely blocked. Fun fact, the original order for 80 P-39s were designated P-45 when the order was placed in August of 1939. The 20 delivered P-39C models were deemed unsuitable for operational use due to lack of self-sealing fuel tanks or armor. The remaining 60 of the order were delivered in their D model with these features added. Not so fun fact, Soviet pilots identified the disturbing tendency for the P-39 to enter a dangerous flat spin. This could only be reproduced if there was no ammunition in the front compartment, so Bell Aircraft recommended that the plane have ballast or shell casings in the nose of the aircraft. The Q-25 variant of the P-39 was outfitted with a four-bladed propeller and reinforced aft fuselage and horizontal stabilizer structure. 700 of this model were built. The P-39Q-25 was 30 feet 2 inches long, 12 feet 5 inches tall, a wingspan of 34 feet, and weighed in empty at a relatively svelte, for U.S. fighters, 6,516 pounds or 2,956 kilograms. It was powered by an Allison V1710-85 V12 liquid-cooled piston engine that could produce 1,200 horsepower under wet. Her maximum speed was 389 miles per hour, stall speed 95 miles per hour, and a never-exceed speed of 525 miles per hour. It was typically armed with the 37mm M4 cannon and two 50 caliber Browning M2 machine guns in the nose, with an additional pair of 50 cals mounted in the wings. Note that one source states that these aircraft were produced without wing-mounted guns, even though the model shown in the Devblog shows these guns mounted as well. She could carry up to 500 pounds of bombs under her wings or fuselage. In War Thunder, the P-39Q-25 will be joining the French Rank 3 Premium tree as a Battle Pass reward vehicle complete with four-bladed prop, 37mm cannon, and the ability to carry a single 500-pound bomb under the fuselage. So that's what we have coming into the next Battle Pass season here. What do you think? Is this going to be the thing that makes you get into the Battle Pass? Or is it just another P-39 and just another tree? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Leave me a like if you enjoyed this. And we'll look forward to seeing you in War Thunder.